On this episode, we will be discussing old field habitat management. One of the most limited types of areas in the Mississippi landscape are native early successional fields. Early successional vegetation areas are an important key component to the habitats that support the growth of many wildlife populations, especially many of the game species that many manage their lands for, such as deer, turkey, and quail. These are disturbance-adapted species whose young survive best in highly productive early successional areas with native plants providing quality cover and nutrition. However, even if areas still remain open, it does not mean that they have the native plants wildlife need in them. Many of them were non-native grasses that were for livestock. Do you have some old pasture fields on your property that you are trying to manage for wildlife? How would you like to improve wildlife habitat without planting or mowing? Many of these pasture grasses, like fescue, Bermuda grass, or Bahia grass, are poor quality forage and cover for wildlife, while suppressing many of the beneficial forbs, weeds, and native grasses, and even shrubs and brambles. The main step in improving this old field is to get rid of the non-native grasses and allow the native seed bank to respond. The most economical way to do this is by fall disking in October through November. However, this may not be the most effective method if much of the field is fescue, orchard grass, Bermuda grass, or Johnson grass, which can come back within 2 years after disking. When this is the case, you can use a selective herbicide depending on the grass that you're trying to remove, or a non-selective herbicide like glyphosate when a pasture has multiple types of non-native grasses, which is most times the case. Prepare the area by keeping the field low with mowing or burning leading up to the treatment time. After spraying the area, you typically don't have to plant anything. You just need to let the native plants take over. If you are worried about erosion, top seed in the fall with about 1 pound per acre of crimson clover seed. Annual plants will grow within the first year, followed by perennials in the second year. After a couple years, when evaluating the fields, native forbs to look for are ragweed, partridge pea, beggar's lice, wendellflower, narrow-leaved sunflower, and black-eyed Susan. Browse plants include American beautyberry, winged sumac, wild plums, blackberry, and dewberry. And native grasses to look for are big blue stem, little blue stem, broom sedge, Indian grass, and eastern gama grass. These are just a few of the many native plants that could be growing in your fields. Fertilizing is not necessary, but can help stimulate plant growth. Ways to maintain the area include prescribed fire and disking. Reset different areas in different years on a rotation of every 2 to 4 years. If you need to control grasses and woody plants, burn or disc in the fall to promote more forbs. For more wildlife management guidance, go to our webpage at MDWFP.com and click on the Private Lands Program link to request a site visit with a wildlife biologist.